What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about USBC Nationals and what I'm bringing to Nationals. I think I've decided on 12 bowling balls that I'm going to bring, and I'm going to break down for you guys what I'm bringing and where it's going to fit in my arsenal. All right, so today here on lane 12, we're bowling on last year's team pattern. And I'm going to start from the top all the way down to the bottom of what I'm going to be bringing to USBC Nationals. So the first group of bowling balls that you guys are going to see are the top of the bag, the ASIM solids. And right now I have a Hyperdrive, an Origin EX, and an XL. So we're going to throw a couple shots with each on lane 12 on the team pattern, and we're going to see the differences in reactions. We're going to see, if we're going to take all three or if we're just going to decide on maybe two. Let's throw some shots so you guys can see the reactions. All right, so there you guys saw, all back-to-back shots, and I was actually pretty surprised with the different reactions. I was thinking that I was going to be the farthest left with the Hyperdrive. It is the earliest and the smoothest option out of the bunch, I think, based on the layout. The EX is also a really smooth option, but it can get pretty clean down the lane. It'll come off the spot pretty angular if you are behind the transition. But out of these three, my favorite one had to have been the Hyperdrive because it gave me the most control on the pattern. With the XL, I found myself 3 and 2 farther left than the Hyperdrive, and I was probably about 1 and 1, 2 and 1 left of the Origin EX with the XL. So those are the three ASIMs that I'm thinking about bringing to Nationals. Now we're going to go down into the symmetrical solids and the benchmark balls that I'm going to be bringing. So in that category, I have two. I have the Ion Pro and I have my Old Faithful Idol. They both have some lane shine on it, so we're going to throw it on this broken down team pattern and see how they roll. All right, so there are my benchmark options. OG Idol, I have to take it everywhere I go because you never know what you're going to bowl on out at USBCs, and it's always good to bring a familiar bowling ball that works on literally everything that you bowl on. That's why I have the OG Idol with me at all times, because I feel like I can throw it on short, medium, and long, and everything in between. And the Ion Pro has been one of my favorites recently. I feel like I could also throw that ball on anything as well. It definitely gives me a different shape, a reliable, controllable shape. Also, it's going to be weaker than my Idol, so it's going to get through the front part of the lane a lot easier, and it's going to give me control down lane. Sometimes when the Idol's a little bit too early and a little bit too angular, the Ion Pro is going to give me what I'm looking for in that category. Those are my benchmark options, so now let's get into the ASIM Pearls. The ASIM Pearls, I have 3 different ones going with me. I have the Attention Star, the Dark Code, and the Reality Check. Those 3 balls have been a staple in my bag for quite some time, and I throw them almost on everything and anything, so they have to come with me to one of the biggest tournaments of the year. So let's get into those 3 bowling balls and see how they work out on the lanes. All right, so that was good to see. So let's talk about each individual ball. I feel like this was the hardest part of the video so far to record because a lot of the shots have been back to back to back. When we got into the ASIM pearls, it was a little bit more difficult because I don't think the lanes were ready for that type of bowling ball in that part of the lane. But the reality check was my second favorite out of the three. It's a very good ball. It's big. It's kind of on the slower side. It is pretty responsive down lane. It does allow me to have a little bit more control, and if they do get kind of over under, that ball is going to get me to the pocket. Attention Star is by far my favorite out of the three. It's also one of the best balls ever made. When it gets time to get in this part of the lane, this is where this ball shines. Whether I need to throw it hard from inside or kind of like slow down my speed a little bit and get around it, this ball is going to be perfect. And then the dark coat actually surprised me. This is obviously last year's team pattern and it did not look great here at the training center. As you guys saw, that last shot where I thought was pretty good at 4 pins. So it really gives me kind of an uncontrollable motion down lane. So maybe I'm probably not going to take this ball to nationals and try to throw something else in there to fill maybe another gap. So by far Attention Star definitely won this category, and those are the ASIM pearls that I will be taking to USBC Nationals. Now we're gonna get to the lower end of my bag. The lower end of my bag consists of an Ultimate Wrecker and an IQ Emerald. The Ultimate Wrecker has been a big favorite of mine as of recent. I've fallen in love with that ball. I love the shape of it, and it's a great complement to the Emerald. When the Emerald is a little too early and it doesn't have enough diff to get around the corner down lane from left, the Ultimate Wrecker is that bowling ball. So we're gonna throw those two right now to see how they look on this pattern. All right, not gonna lie either, that part was pretty difficult as well. These balls are obviously very clean, and I would probably still be in something that would read a little bit earlier and control down lane a little bit better. The Ultimate Wrecker out of the two is definitely a favorite. It's a lot cleaner through the front and middle part of the lane, and it's pretty round down lane. The IQ Emerald, I like to pick up a little bit sooner and be a little bit faster off the end of the pattern, so it made my down lane window a lot smaller. So I still think that these two are gonna be in my bag for just in case purposes, and hopefully if that time does come around that they'll be very useful. The other two balls that I will be bringing is obviously a urethane ball, pitch black, and my spare ball obviously to shoot spares. So that's what I'm bringing to this year's USBC Nationals. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys are bringing if you still haven't gone. And if you did go, what did you bring? What did you find successful out there? I would love to hear your guys' feedback. Maybe it'll change my mind in a couple days. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. At 33,000 subscribers, we're giving away a bowling ball if we reach that goal by the end of the month. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on all the giveaways we have here on this channel. Until next time, we'll see you on the next video.